everybody. This is Chuck, and appreciate you stopping by the shop. Always appreciate you giving me some of your time. Well, as you saw in the start of this video, there was some clamps. Those were photos from Joe Pieczynski. And if you watch me, I know you watch him, or you should be watching him for sure. But ever since I saw those clamps on his channel, I've just been wanting to have some and make some. So this is what this video is about, is making those. I first drew it in Fusion and then printed it in PLA for a test example of what I wanted. And I was really happy with how that turned out. And this video will be about building these. And I hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you on a new one. As you can see, I got a new addition to the shop here. That a video will be coming out on that relatively soon. Still learning on that. All right, again, thanks for your time. Hope you have a great holiday weekend, and we will catch up with you again soon. Well, most projects start at the saw, and I'm here with the Wilton cold saw. I've already cut off a couple pieces, and the second piece was to double check the stop that I put in place, and I think we're in pretty good shape. Seems to be cutting fairly square. We'll continue to make parts. Well, this is my first setup. Working on cutting this little nose right there. So this is my setup. Instead of tilting the mill head, this is a pallet that I made a long time ago, copying Tom Lipton's design, where you attach a round block to the bottom of your pallet, and now you have an angle plate. Works real simple. And so I set it up with the little, what do they call it, angle cube, the magnetic angle cube, set it on there, and cutting this first angle. And everything seems to be going good. Just 20 thou cuts right now. Not pushing it by any means, but just have the two parts wedged in there. Because of my pallet layout, I couldn't get this any wider, but it seems to be working real well and real quick and simple to set up. These two pins, I've got pins here, just for parallel to get everything in alignment, and then added the blocks here just to prevent the clamps from moving. So we'll continue on. Cutting the 15-degree flat. So 30 at the nose and then 15. Okay, we're over at the mill, and I've got 8 of the parts here machined. So we have the 15-degree slope, the 30-degree slope at the nose, and then the side 15-degree slopes on each side. Next is to punch this hole, and this is a threaded hole, a quarter 20 thread. So I've already set everything up, and we'll show you, and I've done one. And there's 8 parts total, and so need to drill a hole, need to chamfer it, and then thread it. It's a lot of operations, so I decided to use my Jarl, J-A-H-R-L, Jarl Tapmatic quick change. And you guys have seen it before on my channel, but here we go. We'll go with it right now. Got the part stop in, got it on a stop, and double check that you guys can see what's happening, and it appears so. So here we go. It's going to get a little noisy. So first as the drill goes in, I'm using a little of the green goo here, the anchor lube. I decided to use that instead of oil today. So drill a hole. Can remove it while it's running. Next to be chamfer the hole. And then we thread the hole. And then on to the next part. One more time. Drill bit goes in. Chamfer. And tap. On to the next part. Okay, I put the chamfering tool back in, and this is a little tool that I've made that works good on the quill stop. So rather than raise my table up right now, I just put this in on the quill stop, and that way it only comes up so far. So I don't have to waste time going up and down. And we're just going to chamfer the back sides of these parts. Come on out, honey. done. I made quick work of it. A nice little chamfer on both sides. Now we'll go on to the next step in this project. Next will be going to drill 2 1/4-inch holes. Let me get to drawing. Next will be 700 thousandths apart, drilling 2 1/4-inch holes, and then go ahead and mill out the slot, and then come back with a 3/8 end mill and put in the larger slot for the head of the Allen head. So bring it back. Okay, the next step in the process is drilling the 1/4-inch clearance holes here. So basically I'd set up, and I keep swinging around in there, kind of getting me, got 2 more here to go, but slide it against the stop, a little glue, punch the holes. So we'll punch all of these, and then move over the 700 thousandths for the next center hole. And after we do that, then we'll come in with the 3/8 to create the clearance for the head. Okay, so we'll move over 700 thousandths. Up, mark the table. And vice versa, just move all the parts in and punch all these out. Okay, to show you, got the 2 holes drilled in the bottom there, and then this is the counter bore, 375 thousandths by 250 thousandths deep, which puts the Allen head just fitting real nice in that pocket there. So we'll get all those done, and then we'll go back in and punch out the bottom there. Going good, just a lot of chips. on keeping on. Just to give you an update where we're at, so got the holes drilled for the 1/4 inch fasteners to go through, and right now I'm machining the bottom out so that the 1/4 inch fastener fits in there. And then the last thing I'll have to do is, besides cleanup, is putting the radius on the end there. So I have a 1/4 inch end mill in there, and then I'm moving side to side, basically about 3 inches, 3 thousandths of an inch to add clearance for the 1/4 inch screw. Nothing too exciting, just watching the DRO going back and forth. One more to do. So here's my current plan. I've got all the units on a 1/4 inch threaded rod here, and basically going to go in with a corner rounding tool and hit them all, then turn it around and hit them all. Everything's in line, so it should work great. So that's what we're going to try. I'll get it set up in the mill and see if this works. I mean, the other way is scribe them all and take it over to the belt sander, set up a jig to belt sand it correctly, but I think this might be the good method of madness. So what I've done here now is I set this unit on the surface plate with a parallel under this parallel to get these all at the same height. And that way I don't have to worry about if my tips aren't exact. This will sit on the vise, and then my units are, I can go ahead and, whoops, it's going to sit that way, excuse me. It'll sit like that, and then I can come in and quarter round both sides. Once I pick up the one side, all I got to do is turn it around, come back the other way. That's my method of madness. We'll see. So one side's cut, and just flip it around. The back jaw is still in alignment, and we'll cut down the other side. Started off with one pass. It was a little too heavy, so I'm doing it in 2 passes. Okay, well, the radiuses are done. Getting both sides of it. Let's see how it looks. I'm happy with those. Do a little cleanup with the Scotch-Brite wheel, and I think it'll look really good. This was much easier than trying to do it on a sander and try to get them all equal. The way I set this up, I think I might have mentioned it, but when these were all square and this hole was all drilled at the same height, I had it on the surface plate like that, put a parallel underneath this parallel, and then clamped this parallel, so now it's the bottom of this parallel was flush with the bottom of here, and then set it in the vise. Oh, onward and upward, getting close to the end of this guy. Hey, I thought I'd share a little tip with you guys. Parallels. If you find a set of parallels, cut them in half, and then you have a set of half-length parallels. These have come in very, very handy. So just a little tip, when you're out seagulling and you find a set of parallels and you say, oh, I got a set, well, buy them and cut them. Real handy. Well, they're done. Here they all. I decided to gun blue them, so the oil's still drying on them. But they turned out well. Really, really happy with it. It was a fun project, and like I said in the onset, once I saw these on Joe Pieczynski's site, I just pined to have a set. So appreciate you viewing, and hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you on the next video. Thanks again for your time.